Hi guys, welcome to my review of Wonder Woman 84. It's set in the 80s instead of the 40s like the first movie. Yeah, because I think the first movie was set in the 40s. But yeah, this one's set like 40 years after the first one, I think. Well, this one's set in like 84. I can't really remember the year of the first movie. Yeah, because I've only watched that movie once. My opinion on that movie, yeah, I'm not really a big fan of it. Yeah, when I first watched it in 2017, yeah, I know a lot of people loved the movie, but yeah, unfortunately, I wasn't one of them. I just found it boring. The slow mo was too much for the action. Wonder Woman acted a little. She acted a little. I don't want to say that word. Just silly. I don't know. Yeah, there was two great characters that aided her. Steve and that woman who I know from Shaun of the Dead. But other than that, yeah, I didn't like the movie. I couldn't even finish it. Like I literally rage quit like near the end of the second act. I didn't even bother watch the third act. Yeah, I just gave up. I've seen the last fight on YouTube, but yeah, I'm not really happy with what they did with the villain as well. But I'll talk about the movie. I'll talk about that movie for another day. Yeah, because I'm talking about Wonder Woman 84. The latest Wonder Woman movie. Man, she's getting all the movies right now. I guess in a way we've had two Superman movies, but the second one was more like Civil War, where there was multiple characters. Even though Superman's supposed to be the main one, yeah. Yeah, he's supposed to be the main one, but well, I'm not like I said. I don't want to talk about other movies. We just need to talk about this one. So I guess 4 more minutes. I'll talk about non-spoilers. Then last 5 minute spoilers. Yep. So yeah, this one is set after. I just can't remember how much they reveal in the trailer. But obviously, at this point, like all of her friends that she knew in the 40s are kind of dead in the 80s. Yeah, so she's kind of alone. But then she does meet a new person who becomes a friend. And like I said, I don't know how much was revealed about this character in the trailer because I already watched the trailer once, and I think it was like the second trailer, not even the first trailer. So yeah, I can't remember watching the first trailer. So yeah, it seems like she's kind of like the kind of character who's nervous, shy, but really smart. But yeah, I guess Wonder Woman becomes friends with her because she doesn't really have anyone, and she seems innocent enough. Yeah. And then I guess the main villain, the villain of the movie, played by the Mandalorian actor. The main character of the Mandalorian. Who plays the Mandalorian. Yeah, he plays Maxwell Lord, a guy who's some kind of businessman who's kind of popular on TV. So yeah, it was cool to see him in this movie. To me, I think he carries this movie. And like I said before, I'm not really a big fan of the original Wonder Woman movie like a lot of people are. I think I rated that. I don't even know what I did when I first watched it. Sorry, I don't know if I gave it a rating. Well, because back then I wasn't reviewing movies. I did put it in my top 5 disappointing movies, but yeah, back then I didn't review movies. But in the future, I could review it. Yeah, before maybe the Justice League movie comes out and Suicide Squad. So I could review all the previous DC movies as well. I could do the same before Black Widow comes out. Yeah, whenever that's supposed to come out again. Yeah, I could like review all the DC and Marvel movies in their universes. The DCEU and the MCU. Yeah, review all of them before their next big movies come out. Yeah, I'll try my best to do that. They might be like 5 minute reviews, but obviously they'll have spoilers because they're old movies. Yeah, some of them might be longer, like the bigger ones, like Avengers movies. Yeah, they're probably like 10 to 12 minutes since there's a lot of stuff to cover because they're not like solo movies. Yeah. Also, yeah, we'll just see how that new Justice League movie, how that turns out. See if it actually is better than the original one. Yeah. Alright, so yeah, I haven't really talked about the movie that much, and I'm already going to start talking about spoilers. But I'd say I like this movie more than the first one. Like, the parts that I didn't like about the first movie, they do trim it out, but some parts just feel like they're filler. Yeah. Instead of, those annoying, boring parts or romance scenes, which there is a bit of romance in this movie with a character which I can't really mention yet because I don't know if they. Well, I think there wasn't a trailer, but I can't remember. But I'll just talk about that in the spoilers, which is going to be now. So I guess, like I said, I enjoyed this movie. I'd give it like a 7 out of 10. Yeah, and I guess the rest of the review is going to be spoilers now. And if you don't want spoilers and you're planning to watch this movie, then yeah, just warning you now. But yeah, I'm gonna talk about spoilers now. So yeah, like I said, I gave it a 7 out of 10. But I guess I'm gonna say the good things about this movie. Well, first I think I should talk about the story fully. Yeah. So there's this guy Maxwell Lord who kind of lied to get where he is, because he basically says that he has oil, which is gonna, because he got a lot of investors, but then they realized that he doesn't really have anything, so he's basically getting in trouble for that. But then he finds out about some stone that can grant wishes, because the previous character, who becomes Wonder Woman's friend, like she actually gets the stone from some FBI people, because she needs to investigate it to see what it is and where it came from. And for the FBI to have it, then it must be something serious. But she doesn't realize that. But eventually, she kind of gets the power from the stone, and I guess she's supposed to be Cheetah. And I guess they also changed the origin as well, because the original origin is that Cheetah got stabbed by a dagger, and it basically cursed her. And I can't really remember how she can even get rid of the curse, what she needs to do, and she does try to get help from Wonder Woman. But I think I just need to know her origin fully again. But I just know it's completely different in this movie, and it kind of comes from this stone instead of a dagger. Yeah. But Maxwell kind of knows about the stone and wants it, because he knows what it truly does. Like, because Wonder Woman's friend, who's basically Cheetah. Yeah. So yeah, Cheetah's in this movie, but we don't really get to see the true Cheetah until like, yeah, the final 30 minutes or less. Yeah, until then, which kind of sucks, but they're just kind of building it up for the movie. Basically, Wonder Woman's friend, Cheetah. Well, that's not that's not her actual name, but yeah, that's not the actual character's name, but yeah, she basically wants to be like Wonder Woman, like have her strength and everything. So that's what she kind of wishes for, but it kind of backfires her. I mean, it kind of backfires and kind of turns her into a monster. And by the end, she becomes the Cheetah. Yeah, from a wish from Maxwell, since they kind of join sides in the end. Because what Maxwell wants is to make his son happy by ruling the world, but it kind of goes too far. Because he basically does deals with people by granting them a wish, so he's basically the genie, but kind of like an evil genie, and grants the whole world wishes, and it kind of backfires, and then it destroys the world. And he kind of realizes that he's putting his son in danger, so he tries to get rid of the wish as well. In the end, anyway, to make people not do their wishes, like to just reject them. Because Wonder Woman, like, I think she wishes back her boyfriend who died in the first movie, Steve. Like, I'd say he's one of the best things about the original movie. And I guess it's cool to have him back, but the romance was a bit. I didn't really want that, but it made sense. But yeah, Steve was basically in someone else's body through the movie, but they basically just had the actual actor instead of actually seeing this random character. But in her mind, that's who she's seen, not this random guy. Yeah. But it's cool to see him again and interacting with the 80s, since this is kind of a new experience from him, because he's from the 40s. Yeah. And we do get like a touching scene when he has to sacrifice himself to do the right thing, because Diana is the one who, because to be able to defeat the villain, they need to reject their wishes, like basically take them back. And that's what Wonder Woman has to do, which is a hard call for her. And she kind of learns a lesson from that as well, especially at the end, and what she needs to do. Like, the truth is what really matters, which they kind of addressed that at the beginning of the movie. Yeah. And how I guess her people had the best warrior because she always was truthful to herself. We also get like a cool story about her. Is it Asteris or something? Who is also played by the original Wonder Woman actor, which is cool. Yeah, she kind of like fought all these men to, keep her people safe, basically sacrificing herself. But, in the end credits, I guess, we kind of see her alive, because we get to see her strength, so we kind of know that she's like a, Amazon, yeah. And it's actually her Asteris, that's something that I really want for, you know, the next Spider-Man movie coming, where if we don't get, Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man again, it'd be cool to see him again, but as a character, like a different character, but it's a bigger reference because he was the original live action Spider-Man. Yeah, I'd like to see something like that if they can't get him as Spider-Man. But yeah, that'd be still cool, and that was a cool scene at the end of the movie. Yeah, but yeah, basically the villain just wants to. Well, he realizes that he was one because he cared more about getting all this power instead of his actual son, because that's all the son wanted. And in the end, he realizes that he was one with what he did. And, basically, I'd say he was a kind of a bad father in this movie, but at least he did the right thing in the end. Yeah. But yeah, I'd say he's the best thing about this movie, even though he was going mad with power through the whole movie. From how he started to, the end, like Jesus. Definitely the most entertaining part, but Diana is able to spread the truth with her OP whip. Also, the action. Yeah, the action, I need to address that. The action was a lot better in this movie when we actually got to see it, because there's a lot of gaps where we actually get to see action. A lot of dialogue and stuff like that, like plot. I just really wish there was more action, but for how the story was made in this movie, this sequel, it makes sense. Yeah. Also, the first five. Well, not basically after the flashback scene with little Wonder Woman getting taught a lesson by that Amazon person, lol, telling her about always being truthful to yourself and not, because she basically like cheats on the race to get ahead, but that's not the right way to do it. Yeah. But basically, after all that, we get like a scene that feels definitely like the 80s. Like I felt like I was in an 80s movie again, and I feel like that's the only scene where you actually felt like it was the 80s, because the rest of the movie, yes, there's some parts where when Steve's seeing the 80s for the first time. Yeah, I guess that's the only other times, but yeah, I feel like the very beginning is like felt like the 80s. But yeah, Gal Gadot still plays a great Wonder Woman. The Mandalorian actor is definitely the MVP of the movie. Definitely better action. Steve is still likable. Yeah, there's a lot of good things about this movie, and I'd give it a 7 out of 10 because of that. Yeah. And the cameo of the original Wonder Woman was awesome too. But yeah. I guess that's my thoughts on the movie. Hope you enjoyed the review. I guess I don't know if I can do a top 5 like early next year, like the first 5 days, somewhere there. I could say my top 5 movies of this year, since I haven't really got to watch much movies this year. Disappointing. I'd probably put it in my top 5. Yeah, since I haven't watched that many movies this year, so there's not that many that has disappointed me. Yeah. But yeah, that's my review of Wonder Woman. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.